Welcome to Make It Take It. I'm DC. My last video, I was 2-1. Robert Morris came out. South Florida came out for me. It was Florida State who couldn't quite cover. Beat them by 1 point. They couldn't quite get there. So many games I lost by a half or 1 point this year. It gets frustrating. But 2 in 1 day, 78 and 65 overall in college basketball this year. Not exactly where I want to be. Still slightly in the green, but we're heading into a tough time of the season. Like I say, halfway into conference, heading towards tournaments. We're only a month away from that. So let's get these last few weeks tight. Trap lines, so many trap. This is Saturday. There's so many games today. There's so many to choose from. I say often that could be overwhelming. It has been for me a lot of these Saturdays, so I try to limit as many games as I take. But the odds makers are smarter because bettors are smarter. Sports bettors are smarter today. Odds makers have to try to stay one step ahead of that. So trap lines aren't what they were a decade ago. They aren't even what they were a few years ago because odds makers know that we know how to spot them now. We know how to spot trap lines. I'm telling you, these lines that I would have been taking a couple years ago would have been coming out all day. They don't come out the last 2 years. So I'm keeping my eye on those. I'm going to tell you about a few of those today. But like my video, let me know what you think about my picks today. I'm going to give you my games. If you don't like them, fade them. It's that simple. But let me know in the comments why. First game, Cal at Miami. We see a big line here. Miami's an 11-point favorite, and I know why. When these teams, when they realign the conferences, and teams like Cal, USC, Stanford travel cross-country to play conference games, they're giving them more points because it's a tough travel to go cross-country. And a lot of times they're not covering those. You look at earlier this year, Cal wasn't covering a couple of those cross-country travel big lines. However, Cal just played Florida State 3 years ago, so they're in Florida already. They're adjusted to that time difference. Their bodies aren't cold. They're warm. They're down in Florida. So I'm taking Cal with the 11 points. I think the line's adjusted because of the travel, but they don't always consider that the public is looking at, they're not traveling far in this case. Give me the 11 points with Cal. Then I'm going to the Missouri Valley. Illinois, Chicago at Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois starts flying usually at this time of year, halfway through conference play. Missouri Valley home courts are tight. The record mismatch here, Illinois-Chicago is actually 12-10. Southern Illinois 9-12, but they are the favorite here, and I think that's the right side. I'll lay the points with Southern Illinois and watch them start winning a little more as we go towards conference play to get a better adjustment before conference. The two trap lines, before I give you my last play, two trap lines that I was heavily looking at, and this is what I'm talking about. This is what I want you to look at. Again, St. Joe's at LaSalle. This line's only 2. St. Joe's is on a roll. I tried to get them on the trap line the other day, and it didn't work. They put it down to 2 again. They're begging you to take St. Joe's, and I don't understand how it's lined there. LaSalle's had a fairly poor season. St. Joe's had much better. They have much more of a roll. They're on a against the spread streak, but the line's only 2. Typically, I'd take LaSalle here, but I'm staying off it. And the other big trap line I see today is College of Charleston at Northeastern. We have, again, a big record mismatch, a big RPI mismatch, but the line's only 4. So I would lean Northeastern in that. I think it's a trap line trying to beg you to take Charleston. But the third pick that I did take, I'm going back-to-back with South Florida. I just won with one of their road games the other day, and I love their pace. I love that they outpace teams. A team like Temple, who's 286th in pace. They're a solid team. They're a fairly consistent team, but they just can't keep up with the load that South Florida is putting on these teams. So I'll lay the 7 points, 7.5. I bought the half point, and I went 7. I was heavily looking at Troy State at home, but I'm laying off that one and just staying with the 3. Cal, Southern Illinois, South Florida. Let me know what you guys think. What are you taking? Let's get it today. It's all-out war Saturday. Let's get the odds makers and do it right. Thanks for watching. Good luck today.